4 smokes here, so they'll be looking to lock out the T's for as long as possible. It's interesting though, Luminosity gone for a full SMG buy here.
Look at how much utilities that allows them to buy though.
Yeah, so I would assume it's be another B play coming in. Get the banana control, do the same smokes, and just keep it nice and fast and stay in the fragging pit.
I don't want to see them show their hand too much on that early, because that is such a strong play that if they can find a way to cancel it out Titan, then it really starts to limit what Luminosity can do. And if they, more specifically, if they start to stack up A or get aggressive toward banana, that will really shut them down. So I'm curious to see what else they're going to pull. I mean, Luminosity, it's not like they're fools on the A side either, but that's definitely their main play on the B. With the Molotovs.
Once again, it's waiting for the CTs to do something here. They can just wind the clock down. And they have got 3 players towards second mid here, so maybe they can fake it out with Fallen and Bolts here. And you're going to be 2 players towards B. It's going to be Screaming Existence waiting for them.
Existence is going to be boosted as well, so this could be just enough to catch off LG on the entry, as they are now grouping inside that banana position. Bomb, it's rotated back over in the hands of Cold. The last one to join them, it's going to be Fur coming out of mid, and Smiths, he's getting slightly impatient on the A side, so he's going to rotate early. In fact, they're going to go now, and that one smoke may hold them out just long enough. Molotovs come in. Existence, he's going to be forced to move. They've got all the oranges covered, but they take the fight, they joust, they go forward, and they get at least 1 kill from Existence, but that's all they will get. Cold, he fires right back with 2 from the NP, from the MAC-10. And Bolts gets another one on Smith. Bomb's now planted. Shocks limited, locked out, but has the hand of at least his teammate RPK to work and hold, because they're going to try and work back in this site. Fur's on 1 HP, Bolt's on 8. There's a real chance here for them to go for this, but they've got to be quick because they don't have kits, and they're going to at least find Bolts. He's down and out. Low HP, nothing he can do. And Fur just has to wait and bait, but Steel gets dinked up. They can actually make this possible if they try and stick the defuse right now. Fur, he's got to be so patient. He's got to hold on to this, and it is still going to be a very tight position. Very smartly done from Fur, though. He goes for the diffuser. Never mind Shocks, and the round is theirs.
Absolutely massive stuff there. Just had his objective in mind. He knew the CTs probably wouldn't have kits in that situation. Allows the clock to run down for about 6 or 7 seconds. Makes him a little bit uncomfortable. Gets the diffuser down and capitalizes on the round. That's how although it came down to that situation, that's how you should be approaching the anti-eco rounds. Feeling out the map for as long as possible, executing properly, and eliminating so many different options there for the CTs. Unfortunately for them, the CTs came in with a really good retake there. Came down to the 2-on-1 situation, but without that kit, still a very difficult round for them to win. So now they're going to be onto a pretty much full eco here. Shocks did save a MAC-10. Has armor as well, and a kit. It's going to be the 4-man stack from Titan towards the B-bomb site. And once again, Luminosity just working the map, feeling out any CT aggression coming into them. They'll probably be waiting until about the 30-second mark once again.
Bolts is already looking to line up that smoke on CT. Throws it easily as he's already close to the choke point. And he's just going to wait with this Galil. RPK, he is behind the spools. If he shows himself in a headshot position, it'll be a kill picked up from, again, Luminosity, who sit looking to pick up the 12th round to double that of which Titan have. On the T side, any cushion they can get early on is going to be absolutely massive. Bolts, he has spotted at least one toward Emo. No one else showing themselves, so he may not read that it's a stack just yet with the 3 members of the CTs inside the site, but Fallen, meanwhile, he's still going to push on to A. Now they see a smoke deployed from Shocks. The closer they get, the more they'll realize that Shocks is very alone. And potentially very afraid. Either way, Existence, he might find Fallen as he pushes through the archway. Cold gets Shocks. Bolts is going to find RPK inside B. They can't even rotate because he's going to hold the angle, and that'll allow the bomb to walk in toward the A site. I'm surprised it's not actually planted at this point. They're actually sitting with it toward Library. They're not comfortable. The pit's open, and Fallen getting Existence. Now they'll be able to put it in position.
Yeah, there's no need to plant the bomb unless you absolutely have to. You're not 100% comfortable. Just make sure you clear out every single possible option, stay together. That's what they've done. They managed to get some really clean kills there. Scream picks up one, gets a Galil for his trouble as well, but obviously they have no real option to go for this one. So going to be trying to hold on to that Galil and the 5-7 on Smiths as well, but another clean round from Luminosity. Going to bring things to 12-6 in their favour on the T side. Fur takes down Smiths now, so they're going to be aware of Scream's position. You can see them hunting. Hungry for blood here. As they're going to be boosting up as well. This actually could work out.
This could work so well. Fur on the right side of the picture. That's what we're watching because he knows he's back there. He's trying to spray into Scream. Scream stands up, has to take the fight, and Fur's going to get it. Very clever. And no guns spared. 12 rounds picked up for Luminosity. And not much money at all in the CT camp. At least not enough. Okay, I take that back. They do have enough for the AWP, but do they go for it? Shocks was the one with the money. No, he's gone for the M4.
Yeah, it's going to be full M4s across the board here. They don't have a single kit once again, so that bomb can't go down. Shox finally picks one up, so they have got one kit to play with at least. He's having a very quiet game indeed. They need him to start stepping up here on the CT side. This is where they lose this round. Things become very scary indeed. Going to now round number 19 here. CT's going to be showing some aggression towards the top of Banana. Existence going to be there. Smoking it off at the top. But the thing is, we know how slow and methodical Luminosity can be. This may not be enough. We may want to save the smokes when the executions actually come in here.
Fur's going to wait here at this first arch to try and spot out toward the cart. Look how much, again, Banana control. LG, they're going to take it every single round. Unlike Titan, where they group at the top of Ultimate, where we're seeing Cold right now, they're going to sit in that Banana position because they know that's a go-to play for them. They've got the 3 Molotovs in their hands right now. It's Steel, Bolts, and Fallen that have them. This is a problem. Again, Titan, they need to establish dominance in this Banana position. Fur's going to be patient because there's no need to rush this. Again, they're very Na'Vi in their approach. They'll let so much time tick away. 40 seconds still, and we've got 10 players still alive. In fact, very little damage. And now they are grouping up. Existence pushes through. Fur, he's going to take down Screen. That makes it even easier. The Molotovs will go in, but it doesn't even need to move anyone other than Smiths at this point. In fact, they've elected not even to throw them. Is that going to haunt them? Smiths is going to wait. He lines them up. He takes down 2. There's still a chance, but Cold, he manages to get back into him before that falls apart. That could have been an absolute disaster. And rather than using those Molotovs to flush him out, which nearly cost them, they're going to use them to try and hold Shox and RPK out of position. RPK's gotten very aggressive, though. He's actually a little more forward than they may expect, and he could catch them off again because they're turning their attention elsewhere. He walks out. It's a bit awkward, but he'll take down Cold, and suddenly the tide turns. Shox gets Steel, and all from not throwing that Molotov, the one that they normally do. The round comes back against them. Smiths was 2 very big kills on the entry.
Absolutely massive. Like that trigger discipline he had there, waiting for his opportune moment for the players to line up, and it happened. He gets 2 frags down there, and RPK once again going huge, pushes through the smoke towards Spools, and gets himself in a very nice position towards CD Spawn. Takes a double spray down there. Around it looked like Titan had no chance of getting into. They flashed Existence through the smoke there. Questionable push. He got taken down. And then they looked at the round, it was a 5-on-3. It looked like Titan had no chance whatsoever, but some individual players stepping up massively as we're going to round number 20 now. Luminosity definitely on the back foot in terms of the buy. Bolts on the grill. Not as much utility as they had before. Only 2 Molotovs to work with this time. And the CTs opting to have 3 men towards Banana once more. A huge round in terms of the economy for both teams, really. Whoever team loses this round, Matt, are going into an eco. So. Yeah,
I mean, it is a huge round, absolutely. Like you say, I mean, that last one, Luminosity, that again is their go-to. But because they get those 2 kills, they decide to keep the Molotovs elsewhere. It haunts them, and how quickly the round and the half can change. If they put themselves on 13-6 in that situation and force out a save from Titan, I mean, this could have been all but done. And instead, they've given Titan a chance. Rather, Titan, with the brilliance of Smiths, the cleverness of Smiths, have given themselves a chance. It's not like it was thrown at them. They definitely had to fight for it. Scream's going to double up that smoke at the top of Banana right now. Flash through as well, but does he go for the peak? Last time they got aggressive, it nearly cost them. This time, a little bit more discipline from Titan. And they're starting to be aware of the fact that Banana is a point of threat right now from LG. Here we go. First Molotov already deployed. That covers off Oranges, but they're not playing here. Scream, they've got other plans. They're waiting for the flashes to come in. Look how anxious he is, knowing that his vision, he wants to keep it. He wants to be able to take the fight, and Bolts is going to go. Slight gap towards CT, but instead they've made it for sale. They've gone back toward A. RPK's inside the pit, but Shox is going to bail him, taking Cold above his head. He's the angel from above Shox, but he only gets 1 more on Fur, and that allows Steel to trade and take over the A site. Bomb will be planted before help will arrive, and now it will be a retake game with 1 kit in the hands of Existence. Smiths is going to fight in from Arch side. They know they're at least back toward the pit position, but have they got in toward apartments? Is there anywhere else that they could possibly be? Are they sitting in the side of the corners? They need to find out right now, Titan. And so far, the crossfire, it hasn't established any presence, but a great play from Smiths. He just holds down the trigger. He takes the fight. He's spotted Fallen. He may get this kill. No! He just lets off too soon. And Fallen fights back. It'll be 13 rounds for Luminosity and the save coming in from Titan.
So after showing so much presence towards that B-bomb side, this time Luminosity tried to do the little bait-in switch there, going up there, getting control, throwing so many grenades and Molotovs towards that side, keeping 3 CTs towards that bomb site. They go back towards A. Shox does everything he can. He finds 2 frags, but it goes down to that 2-on-2. And then the 1-on-1, leaving Fallen on 4 HP as well. Difficult scenes there for Titan as they go into another force buy here. Shotguns, upgraded pistols, definitely up against the ropes. They've got everything they had in the bank used this round. Into round number 21 now. Luminosity in such an advantageous position and so close to taking the series.
Shox is going to wait with this shotgun. He's going to have RPK to try and hold off the bait, and there it is. It's one, now two, potentially more. Furry's got to get out of there. It's a dangerous position to be in with that gun firing at you. And he will do so successfully, evade the danger. Leave it in a 4-on-4 situation. Pistols in hand for Scream, Smith, and Existence. And now that they know the situation, that there is a shotgun, they don't need to play this position. Why is Cole taking that fight? He knows the shotgun's in apartments.
Yeah, well, it seemed like it's a gamble sometimes, a shotgun, not known for its consistency sometimes. Took the gamble and Shocked, capitalizing there and giving his team a lifeline. The thing is, 3CT still towards Banana, and they're actually getting pincered right now. Got to push out, take down Bolts as well. Coming to life now, 4-on-2. It's the last two remaining terrorist players towards CT spawn.
This is a very well done eco round from Titan. They've played this almost to perfection with the weaponry they have. Fallen will get Existence, still gives them a chance for this wrap, but Titan still occupy the ground which they need to plant the bomb upon. Damage done as well. Scream's gone to 9, Smiths is on 20, but Fur and Fallen are not much better off. In fact, you could argue worse for wear, considering they're still down the man. Fur gets a little bit anxious. He just wants Scream to overextend himself. He does eventually. And now it's a 2 versus 2. But Fallen, he's going to hold this plant. Smith knows it. He walks around the corner. There's 9 seconds. Furry's low HP. There's no way he's going to get both these kills. 1 to run and hide. 4 seconds. It's done. It's over. Fallen's going to chase it, but Shox, he's just not going to peek it. It's done, and now Fallen needs to hide, because if he loses his gun afterward, it becomes extremely problematic.
What a round that was from Shox with the shotgun, making things happen there. 2 kills in the apartments, keeps Titan alive at least for another round. That was such a huge play by them, investing everything they had, and it somehow pulls off, paying it to perfection there, funneling the Ts towards the B-bomb site, and they had 3 CTs waiting for them as well. So now then, Luminosity on the ropes here, considering the buy they have. They've got a 1 AK-47 on Fur, which was saved, and the rest of the guys on P250s and Glock. So we'll be investing too much into this round and seeing what Fur can do. Titan, opportune moment here to actually stay alive. They've only got 2 rifles here, 1 shotgun and 2 5.7s, so still in a precarious situation. Would be on an eco still if they lose this round, so they need to make sure it's a clean one.
RPK waits and behind the statue as well in pit. This gives Shox the angle toward Boiler. And LG, they need to explode right now. They need to run out so quickly that it overwhelms both players. That doesn't happen. Steele's killed before he hits the ground. Just the corpse to fall. And now it's Smith's shotgun at a long angle. Who's going to do battle with Fallen. That never really favored him. So Fallen wins that, but Cold, that's an even better kill, because RPK down, it leaves it to just Shox on the A side. He's got the AK, but he doesn't have the man advantage. He doesn't have the help from his friends. He still manages to get Cold, and now they know they can't hold this bomb plant down, but Bolts with that kill, he certainly will make a better effort this time. There's no one to support. He knows he's being pushed. It's Existence he has to win out against, and it's not going to happen. Existence winning with the 5.7 leaves Fallen with 11 HP to be very clever. And that's all he can hope for in this situation, because both players have kits. He needs to almost be perfect. Existence actually thinks that it may not be toward that Boiler position. Scream instead, he's still going to resume that duty. It's going to go down, and it's Titan to get up 9 in total rounds. Far from done in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, but they do drop 3 frags, so they still have a difficult time having the full buy here. I think they will be able to drop a couple of guns and make it work, so going to be in a healthy position nonetheless. Shock's going to be back onto that Mag 7. We'll be choosing to upgrade it. Yep, we'll still be on the Mag 7 here, so after getting that bomb down, looks like Luminosity can get a decent buy coming into this as well. Not going to have all the utilities they used to going into that B-bomb site. That's such an effective play for them. Once again, the CT is going for that 3-man setup, and looks like an aggressive play towards B, but they're going to get flashed off. Scream going to be Molotov in the top as well, just to try and slow down any teaser maybe there. Needs to be careful. Any kills they give away are going to be so important.
Fur's going to try and take over apartments this time with a little bit more cautious and care than what we saw against that shotgun. Scream, he finds the first kill again this time. If Titan start to pull this back, I mean, the money, it's slipping away from Luminosity.
It's actually a nice kill from Scream there. They push down Banana. Little spray through the smoke, finds the head of Fallen and took down the bomb as well. So it's going to rattle them a little bit. They had no real utility to play with to begin with. So what can they do with this? 55 seconds remaining. Going to be pushing up to Banana. All 4 men committed to this. So thing is, Scream has dropped another smoke there. It's going to delay them even further. What's the play here is they actually start throwing their utility over the top of the buildings.
That quick flash bounced in, doesn't really do much, and they won't act upon it either. Instead, without Molotovs, they'll try and work into the site, but Scream waits. On the spools, it's Fur that goes down. He was the one carrying the bomb as well. And Scream, he follows it up with another headshot. Bomb's dropped. And LG are in a very tight position. Cold tries to fight forward and re-grab the bomb. Does at least get one kill. Steel, he needs to hold off from CT. They need to be so careful because right now, inside of construction, they've got Existence lurking. Steel, that's a big kill to grab. But look at the HP left right now on LG, and that was close as Steel looked away at the wrong time. He knows that RPK's coming. He turns back, and it's too late. Position sacrifice, but Cold manages at least one. He's got to go one-on-one with Shocks. He's got to win this battle, and it's not going to happen. No chance against Shocks. And another round for the French.
So many tense moments going into this, so back and forth. But Titan getting another one on the board. That's 3 in a row for them. They stay alive and bring it to 13-10 as well. The money's going to be ruined for the Brazilian side here, so they can't really justify much more than a few Tech-9s.
And I looked down and saw, because I expected this, Fallen typing in dot timeout. That was unsurprising that they're going to just take this now. They know the situation as the money just continues to slip away. Again, another round they won't be able to buy into. There's no need to force it. They'll sit back and have to just accept the fact that it's going to go potentially to 13-11. Yes. And they gave themselves that good cushion, but now the terrorist side, it's normally a strong side for them, is really not working out.
It's just similar things to Cobble here. Titan fighting back, doing everything they can, tooth and nail, as it seems like every single round is coming down to one-on-one situations, and this huge play from individual required. Shock's coming to life a little bit more in the second half. Had a very disappointing first half, doing some big work here. He's currently on 15 frags. And I'm trying to work out what Luminosity play is from going into this one. They still have that better rounds, as you said, but they have about 3,500 average across the board. So I would say take the quasi-buy this round, Matt, and see what you can do with this. Maybe get a few smoke grenades as well. Try and get a post-plant situation. Make it a bit uncomfortable for the CTs, do some economical damage to them. That's pretty much all they can hope for in this one. So I'm sure Luminosity is trying to work out. If you remember the pause they did on Cobble, they came back with that fantastic quasi-buy going forward and completely decimated the CTs on the B-bomb side. So interesting to see what Titan brings to the table this time.
That was with the wall of smokes again.
Yeah.
Tactical team, they know that they've got this in their arsenal. It's so weird that their tactics actually kind of are what led to the downfall of this game. The one round where they're like, all right, we killed 2. The likeliness of us needing those Molotovs, not that great. Oh, third player in the site, Smiths waits, kills 2, suddenly the round turns, and that's what broke the economy. That's what started us in this comeback for Titan. This could have been over already, potentially, otherwise. So that was a huge play from Smiths.
That was massive.
Just to line that up.
Like, it takes balls of steel, Matt. When you're sat there in Orange and you have players running around, your teammates are dropping, your teammates are questioning why you're not killing people, and you say, look, I've got this, I've got a huge play planned. He does it, finds both the kills there, and RPK rotating through to the spools as well. He steps up huge. RPK has been impressing me throughout this tournament. Obviously being one of the quieter players for Titan recently, but at the major, he had some big moments in this game as well, stepping up massively in some of the key clutch points as well. So he's been one of the stellar players going forward. It is currently 13-10. Looks like we're getting ready to get back into this one. It's going to be an exciting finish here as we go to round number 24. Looks like Luminosity will be going for that quasi-buy, going for upgraded pistols, some body armor. Not too much utility though, just some flashbangs and one Molotov and a smoke, it seems like. So let's try and work out where they will be going. I'd assume up towards middle, smoking off Arch, trying to burst up quad in this thing. They can force issue in that manner.
So it's Tech-9s, a CZ-75 in the hands of Steel, and Fallen with a P250. He's got no armor, the rest of them do. Cold, in fact, he's got head armor as well. High smoke on Banana. They're not going to go for that. In fact, they look to be looking at the A site with a quick push. Flash goes through. Smoke's in the middle. They'll push either side, and they take down Shocks already. Smiths is in the archway. They need to know this position is here, as RPK is cleverly going to play from the graveyard, but will it be his own deathbed as he waits? Push from either side. It's not at all to be, as he picks up everyone, including the last shot on Steel. RPK, 4 great kills, and now we are 13-11.
Yeah, the man I just called out steps up huge again. That play from Luminosity going for that A split, utilizing quad and arch. Not really amounting to much, as RPK absolutely mows them down as they make their way onto the bomb site. So impressive stuff from him. We go into round number 25. This is a big one. Luminosity have got the full buy this time. 5 AKs and the full arsenal of grenades. So what approach will they go for this time? You can see Titan once again sending 3 men towards B. It's been a nice play for them. And Scream was able to pick up a kill last time. He's going to be at the front, waiting for any aggression coming up.
Steel's going to actually try and push into apartments again this round as well. So they'll stay passive, but they are a little bit more pushed down in Banana this time. Existence toward the tree. They seem to have a clue, because that nade, that was very clearly an indication that LG have an idea of what Titan are up to. But again, I mean, by limiting them on banana, LG now have to be forced over to the A site. They seem to be comfortable with that right now, but holding these Molotovs, you would have expected that banana would have come into the fold at some point in time, and they've got a two-man approach on this arch side as well. In toward the cubby, RPK, he'll just bait them out. He'll be the one to distract so that they can just get the knife in the side from Smiths. And not literally, of course, but at least the surprise play from the rifle. Existence, he's not blinded up, so he still has the vision from when Fallen comes out of those T-stairs. But he wins the duel regardless, and that forces Scream back into the B site. And suddenly, guess what becomes an option again, Henry?
The B play?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going with. But it seems like they will be actually committing more towards middle this time. The bomb's going to be there. They're waiting for the CT mistake to be made. The key player in this situation is Steel. He's all the way to the end of apartments. There's only be one player towards that pit as well. And Bolts finds a kill. RPK replying, and now they will be in their A play. This is all the play for now. Smith finds a kill on the Fur. Cold Zera fighting back, but this is the play from Steel. One player remaining in the pit. This kill is going to be absolutely crucial. Shock's almost missing there, but it gets the kill in the end.
And if he could just hold Pit, even though he's only got 12 HP, he could foil everything. He's got so much control from this position because they can't get into a viable post-plant setup. And that allows RPK to walk in. All from Shock's just staying alive, and Titan, they'll pick up 12, bring it within 1. And LG with the lost round bonus will still be able to buy, but this is so fragile.
Shock's almost whiffed that shot in the back of the T player there, but he manages to hold on. RPK with another huge round, 3 frags for him, brings his total up to 23. And this game really is going to go all the way. 13 plays 12 now. Titan edging back into it. That's 5 rounds in a row for them. Luminosity have maximum loss bonuses. So $3,400 coming into their account each time. Going to be able to justify AK-47s, Galil, and some decent amount of grenades as well. Once again, Titan heading towards B bomb site with 3 players. And that's Luminosity getting a bit uncomfortable now. Seem to be getting into these bomb sites, just unable to close out the rounds, and these big retakes coming in from RPK and stepping up massively.
Yeah, RPK in the last few rounds definitely has been contributing in an outrageous sense, but you've also got 2 players that have made 2 big plays. Shock's that time staying alive in pit, and Smiths, you go back to that round again. It all changes, it all transforms everything. They haven't picked up a round since then, by the way, Luminosity. As we hit 5 in a row for Titan. Still a decent situation with money. I mean, if Luminosity can win this round, they'll break the bank of Titan, but Smiths, he wants none of that. He'll take down Fur early. Cold waiting at the top of alt mid right now. We'll be joined with the bomb in the hands of Fallen and Steel, who's worked in toward the apartments. He's got control of at least Boiler, but is that going to amount to much considering they've got 4 men on the A site right now? The CTs have rotated over early. They're leaving their trust in Scream, the headshot machine, to hold off that choke point, and that gives Smiths another chance to take cold. Fallen gets back into Smiths, and now will they act quickly? Or will they slow down still as they evaluate the situation? Bolts is going to go against Scream, and sorely you would favor the Frenchman in this duel, but Bolts has gotten past him. He's evaded him, but not to be. There it is, Scream. Able to hit the shot convincingly. The problem is they are still coming to this. They committed. They waited for his call. They trusted their teammate Bolts, and without any time, they have to go. Steals in late. Fallen wins the first duel. That's going to be traded by Scream, who takes the end of the round as well. It's 13-13. And even with the lost round bonus this time, LG is significantly limited on income.
Yeah, they're in a tricky situation here. Smith stepping out massively, finding those first 2 frags to get them into the round. And it seems like as soon as Luminosity lose that first frag, they get a little bit apprehensive. They're not really sure how to get into the bomb sites at that point, and they force themselves back in towards B. Scream stepping out massively again. 3 frags for him, holding it off with absolute fantastic fortitude there. As we go into round number 27, it is a force buy coming in from LG. Going to have 3 rifles, 2 Tech 9s, and this is a chance for Titan to finally take the lead in this series.
Nade out. Doesn't do any damage because it lands on the opposite side of the pillar, so that was the saving grace for Fur. Quickly, this has changed again. Titan, they took map 1, they fell apart a little bit on map 2, gave Luminosity the win, and like Luminosity was in control here, but suddenly it's been snatched from them. There is no comfort. As Existence will have the conceal of smoke to help him wait it out inside B. This time holding the hand of Scream, they'll play it together, and Fur's looking to walk toward them. Checks out sandbags, makes sure no one's waiting for the off-angle play this time, not to be fooled. But still with these weapons and not a lot of utilities, you imagine it's got to be looking toward this Molotov. They are. Yeah. This is where Bolts throws his orange 2 from.
Yeah, they're just going for the old faithful B execution here. Going to make things difficult. 2 CTs waiting for them.
So what this does, and that's actually a bit of a fail that time where it lands on the roof, but what it does is cover off all of the left side of the site. What it doesn't do is cover off schools. That's the only opening play, and that's where Screams gets all of the damage done. 3 kills, 1 assist, down to Steel, 29 seconds, bomb in his hand. And he's not even going to make it to A. I mean, it's going to be obvious at this point that he's trying. They're already going to rotate back over. You have to think he just sits back and concedes, gives away the lead. Titan, they'll take it one up now on Luminosity.
Huge stuff there from Scream once again. He's so strong. Once he gets the AK-47 in his hands, just seems to be firing on all cylinders. They're going to give it back to him. They know what kind of game he's having. And look at the CT setup now. They've actually got 4 AKs in their hand. Smiths presumably will be getting the AWP once again. But Titan coming back into this, fighting back strong. Luminosity with the force buy once more. Can't allow Titan to go onto map point here. And indeed, match point. Sending 3 players towards B once again. Titan looking to get into this. The crowd have come to life here.
Absolutely. A lot of supporters for Titan. Fur desperate to make a play. Luminosity with more pressure on the A site this time. RPK is going to fall back off of the position underneath the atrium. Setting for the smokes in front of Library. Cold's going to hug the wall. They've only got that top smoke. They know that Shox is here. They spotted him. A great kill already from Cold. Turns back. Has to react fast. And Smith, he misses that first shot. LG's picked up everything. RPK's with 1. RPK's with 2. But finally downed in the pit. He's been the problem on the A site already for LG. But this time it's on to Existence. And are we going to have another tie game situation? The money, it's still not great on Titan's side. They should be able to force... It's going to be tight, actually. RPK's got 52-50, but everyone else is below 3-6. So very tight situation now for Titan. Is LG just done enough?
He needs to stay alive so he can drop the AK and get a couple of guns down potentially as well. But that's a huge round for Titan to lose when they're in such an advantageous position. The Tech-9 rush just straight out middle that locks them down. It just seems that it caught with the trousers down a little bit there. One player towards Garbage gets taken down and just fell apart from that point. Luminosity coming back to life here. It was a must-win round for them. So we're going to round number 28 now. Well, 29 now, but Existence does save the weapon. So they will be forcing into this one, that's for sure. RPK is 6.6k. Here come the guns. And this round could decide everything, Matt.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing with Luminosity. Even though they've been losing all of these rounds, they'll reset their economy, but it's not going to matter at this point anyway. What they have been doing is keeping it so tight that Scream, he's limited to the 5-7. They don't have very many utilities. It's only 1 kit for Existence, and it's literally holding on by fingernails to make this round possible for Luminosity. PK playing the tighter angle this time underneath the atrium. Support system in play from Shox, who will hold pit, potentially try and do what he can to help out should they confront RPK at top of middle, and they're already uncomfortable with just that single smoke that's deployed from LG. They fall back already with a double man stack on pit. It's Smith's on the arch side, but that gives a lot of map control for LG to work with. And watch for Steel to try and evaluate that from the apartments as well. All of the smokes deployed, 1 in front of Library, 1 on the archway, 1 on the left side of mid. Smith's is going to try and use that by holding on to Cubby. But they're not actually going to act on this, LG. They just want to see if they can force anything from Titan. If there's going to be any mistakes, they're actually playing the much slower style. Existence has already joined in the rotation. And with no one evaluating what's going on at B, they're actually going to walk into a situation with an extra man on the site. They need to find kills quickly. And Smith, he's already spotted up 1. Massive damage done on Defer. Forces him back around the corner further, but he's still got them lined up. The flash comes in, he overextends. Fallen gets the kill. RPK's locked inside the site, but Shox has rotated toward the Library position, and there's RPK yet again to take down Steel. Cold with 1 in response, but RPK, he's got yet another kill to work with. 2 in the round, and 2 to go for Luminosity alive. 17 seconds, back over toward B. They may yet beat Scream into position, who tries desperately with his pistol to get in place before they arrive, and Fur's low on HP. It shouldn't be hard for him to take that shot, and Scream stylishly does so. Cold's going to hold this, but he's going to get taken down as well.
That's
Scream's done just enough, and they will have first chance to kick the series home. 15 rounds now for Titan, 14 for Luminosity, and my God, the money is grim.
Well, they get the bomb down. That's a saving grace here. They get that extra $800 there. Had they not planted that there, it would have been a foregone conclusion, I think. But RPK finding the 2 frags once more, and Scream knew what he had to do. They came in, all guns blazing with the 5-7, takes down 1, stops the bomb after he plants as well. So really exciting scenes here. We're getting into the crescendo now. 15 plays 14, 1 more required for Titan to knock out Luminosity. As we go into it, it's going to be 3 Tech-9s, 2 Galils, and a dream for Luminosity to stay in this one, to take it to overtime. Can they do it? They need to hold on.
Well, best of 3s have been the kryptonite of Luminosity in the past. The crowd's getting into it. Lots of support right now for Titan. Haven't heard quite as much for Luminosity as of late. They definitely had some in the morning games, but now they've got a tough task. 3 Tech-9s in play. Smoke already deployed at the top of middle. doesn't create as much of a response this time because Titan know the situation. They know they've reset that money bonus. So they'll stay a little bit more aggressive. RPK's inside the site. Shocks, though, is inside of the apartments. That's your biggest difference. And here we go. Same smoke play again. They're going to try and hold on to this. It's a bit stubborn. It's a bit careless. But no, Smiths, he misses those shots. It's the same result so far to start the round. They won that pick last time on Shocks. And interestingly enough, they're going to actually go for the wrap strat on B. Existence is aware of it. He's gone passive inside construction. In fact, they both are. He's got Scream beside him. They're going to line up, but no, it's only one kill so far. Existence with the second one. Now he finds the third. Boom, goes down. The bomb's dropped. And it's Bolts to recover it, but they're down a man. And they're down on time. 30 seconds to go, but look at the kills. Bolts has turned it back around, and it's all down to RPK. He's been a hero so many times in this half, but he's going to have to be brilliant in this situation. Knows where both players are. He saw the one go to Emo. Bolts locked in the corner. He understands it's a crossfire. He understands it brilliantly, and there it is! RPK! What an absolutely crazy CT half from him! And you talk about the tank showing up, it's just run over Luminosity.
Unbelievable play there from RPK. He drops the 30 bomb as well. A 2-on-1 situation to save his team from overtime. It looked like it was certainly going that way, and somehow he finds it. RPK is back, and he's playing incredibly well here. What an amazing way to finish it off. The crowd are going absolutely wild. And I think he takes MVP for sure.
I've been highly critical of RPK since his return. He said when he came back to Titan before the roster changes that we saw, the 2 men in, 2 men out, he said, I just have to be half of what I used to be. I don't have to be a star on this team.
Yeah.
That never worked. I never bought it. But as of late, he's turned it on. And that, in my opinion, is the best LAN game that he has ever played. And Luminosity, another heartbreak. Again, it's the 2 teams that made it out of groups in Cluj that lose to the 2 teams that
This is crazy.
didn't.
So they've knocked out Navi, and then they've knocked out Luminosity. Where does it end? Do you think they could go all the way in this one?
If they did, it would definitely be uplifting. Shock said last night, if the night doesn't bring anything, it's over. He obviously meant this tournament. A lot of people read into that, but the night clearly brought something pretty special for them, I'd have to say.
Yeah, that was a really, really fun game to cast there. It went all the way. We had some close maps, some intense situations there. Inferno really was the full package going forward. It came down to the very last round, a 2-on-1 situation, and the man we've been talking about the whole time to finish things off in that 2-on-1. And what a joy that was to cast. One of the most exciting games of the tournament so far, I think.
Yeah, that shot did hit on Emo as well. I mean, like I said, he knew the crossfire was in place. A little bit of an overface potentially from Bolts, but either way, that's just
it's just one of those
really
situations. You've got the adrenaline pumping through your body. You know it's a 2-on-1. You just want to end it there and then. You don't want to wait. Just in a horrible situation. RPK, ice through his veins. Just make sure he does what he has to do and saves his team from overtime.
So Titan will now play Virtus Pro. That'll be an interesting matchup tomorrow. That's in one of the semifinals. We'll find out about our second one in our next match, but this desk is standing by to talk about this one.
Thank you, guys. Again, like they said, what a exciting match. For a while there, we were like, oh, Luminosity on a roll. Here we go. They're going to do it. And then Titan.
Luminosity have kind of choked a little bit there, but I want to draw you back to something that I said going into that. I said if RPK could be 80% of the player he was in Source, that would give Titan the extra dimension they would need to be beating these types of teams. Now, that performance, best I've seen RPK play in I don't even know how long. He was making clutches, rifling consistently well. I mean, he pretty much single-handedly won at least 4 rounds I can think of off the top of my head. So that is the difference maker on this map. The problem is, when you're having to dig this deep and pull things out that consistently don't happen, like, I don't think we need to talk about an RPK revolution, go over the top. It might just be one good game in isolation. Obviously, he's got that in his locker. So I don't think we can get too carried away with Titan. Ultimately, Luminosity are going to be kicking themselves. They were like, what was it, like 13-6 up at one point? Or something ridiculous?
13-6, yeah.
So it's a great comeback by Titan. Mad respect to Titan. Mad respect to RPK for that performance, but Luminosity, they really should have closed that one out. There's just no 2 ways about it.
If you just looked at the score and you didn't watch the game, you'd be like, how can a team who can beat Fnatic, who are in good form on the map, how could they beat the Fnatic, all-time great Inferno team, and lose to this Titan that's kind of a bit rocky and still's a bit uncertain on their own maps themselves? But you watch the game and you can see why. Luminosity played a great game on Inferno. They had all the pieces there. They had control of the game a lot of the way. The tempo was going exactly how they wanted. But you can't account for some of those rounds that were won on the Titan side because they were won in such thrilling fashion. Those Titan players themselves cannot have known that they were going to win this game. It was so touch and go. And even on the last situation there, they get down into that scenario, you're like, okay, we're going to overtime here. It's obvious, you know, what are the odds he can pull it out here? So, very unexpected overperformance from RPK. Very exciting play, but somehow, I don't know how they're doing it. Titans winning these games. They're gradually getting a little bit better, a little bit better. They're putting little pieces together, but there's still not like an overall puzzle together that you can look at and go, right, I see what that is.
Yeah.
See how they're going to take it forward. So it's weird. We're almost having to begrudgingly big up Titan when they win these games over better teams, but they are doing it.
And
they're
think
doing
about
it, Rich.
what did we talk about in the map before? But like, hey, Smith has pulled out a great performance there. I want to bring that up. So they're literally having to get these players who aren't performing super well or perform super well in one map to win one map very closely. Not a good sign ultimately, but signs of life, signs of progression.
Something is happening, though.
Yeah,
I think it's overrated to say, like, when you always say it's confidence when you win, but something's happening in terms of, like, you can see it's almost like they're becoming a team in the sense that, like, they don't have to think, right, it has to be Shocks who carries us now. Oh, Smith, you're going to play bad, but just do what you can. It's not like that anymore. Now they actually start, and you look at the team, and as they're coming together and people are making plays, they're starting to think, hey, there's something here. We're working with something
Maybe Shocks is the greatest in-game leader of all time, and we never knew it, Duncan.
Maybe Happy held that back in some way from him, and if he could have just saw in his heart to share the role, share your toys, Happy, maybe then we could have had this kind of dual leadership within the team. Well, listen.
Is the toy for him?
Shocks has been known to persuade people to share their toys in that way before,
Yeah, so I'm told.
Why can't you share with me? It'd be nice if we can both touch. Reference game and impression game on point screens.
Double points for you.
Of course.
Double points. So, as Matt mentioned, that will mean a Virtus Pro Titan matchup tomorrow. Thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, look. Obviously, it's another day for Titan. They're clinging on by the skin of their teeth in this tournament. They've got better progressively each map. I think Luminosity are going to have nightmares about this, though. So against Virtus Pro, you should think Virtus Pro are going to blow them away. But let's be real. Virtus Pro haven't been convincing in this tournament either. In fact, none of the teams you would expect to win this event. Na'Vi just in the final of a major, out in last place. I mean, this tournament is wide open. It's been a crazy, crazy event.
One of the things that made Virtus Pro mortal today and yesterday is Bialy's been a bit under the weather. He hasn't really impressed so far. They still won series, remember? They still got out in first place.
Yeah.
The problem for Titan when you come into the semi-final is the map pool of VP has the potential to really expose Titan. Like, what, you're going to ban trade? Okay, you play an overpass then. Oh, you want to play Cobble? That's your map. We love Cobble. So I think that's, before you get into any of the players and any of the individual matchups and the team matchup, look at the map pool, and there's some huge puzzles for the Titan guys to solve there. And at the moment, bearing in mind they lost their map here, Cobble, I don't know what map they can go to. So I'm really favoring VP in that one. I'm thinking VP can go to sleep, know that it's going to be fine tomorrow. Titan have got a lot of things they have to think through, or they're going to have to come up with some genius on-the-fly plan, and that's going to be tough against a team of the quality of VP.
All right, well, I think it looks like Launders, with an N, little side joke for people at home, he gave autographs all day and he forgot there was an N in his own name, so we're going to throw him under the bus for that. Make sure when you tweet him, you tell him how to spell his own name.
Very, very good.
He is once again, though, joined by a winner yet again, Shocks.
Oh, my favorite.
Launders, take it away, buddy.
Hey, how's it going? I'm back with the comeback kid once again. How you feeling, man?
Really good.
Yeah. It got tight every single map. Honestly, it looked like Luminosity looked so great, and you would come back, you won force-ups, you won your standard rifle rounds. They did the same. Did you feel like you were on the same level as them the whole time?
I guess so, because it was a really hard war.
On Inferno, coming down to those last couple of rounds, did you have to consider what they were going to do, or did you want to play your same setup at A and B?
It's like both sides, I guess, because we really wanted to just play our game because it fit really well with Zero and it counters them really well. Yeah. So we just didn't change. We didn't really change anything. Just adapt yourself. Just having a little details different every round. And I'm really proud of the team because every player's like put a big effort in. So I'm really proud.
RPK had a couple insane rounds. I feel like he's improved so much since he started playing CSGO. You feel the same way?
Yeah, he still needs a lot of things to know, like, the more like the game style, the game sense, or things like this, but I know like it will be better and better, and yeah, the tank is coming back.
Nice. And you yourself, you played really well. Consistent performance, top fragging, getting 28, 30 kills on a couple of those maps. Does the calling usually hurts, your fragging ability? For you, how come it doesn't matter?
I don't know, honestly. Just I don't really think about it. I just want the best for the team.
So no excuses. Calling, fragging.
I don't know. I think if you can do both, really you can.
Maybe it's just you who can do it all. I think you're one of those players. But yeah, man, I don't want to keep you too long. Congrats on the win, and good luck in your match tomorrow versus Virtus, bro.
Thanks.
Lost my friend so close to me. They say find happiness and faith. What the hell is that supposed to mean to me? And everything is gray, nothing is in color. Believe me when I say I'm not like any other. Try to settle down and try to get some rest. You lay with open eyes, head against my chest. All my life I've been so cold. I break the hourglass and watch time unfold. And I try and watch time unfold. And I try to make it back in this raging sea, 'cause I'm way too deep, 'cause I'm way too deep.
presidents, determining life of mankind of cancerous. How we breathe vapors, Greek got us blinking in streets like cheap paper. Assemble the masses, melt the plastic, compound, realign when the shit gets drastic. Lift the veil when the system's unmasked. It's just another pyramid scheme, a government racket. Combined with the power of Charles Jurassic. Gnashing T-Rex with covert tactics. Rise from the ashes to back the axis. Bring the madness. Capture your image of City Hall. Realize they listen whenever you make a call. If you want a revolution, I'll really give it to y'all. Strength is the army that bands against bands of dead presidents, determining life of mankind. The cancerous, how we breathe vapors. Greek got us blinking in streets like cheap paper. There's a pyramid of power with eyes that can see it all. Cameras to capture your image of City Hall. Realize they listen whenever you make a call. If you want a revolution, I really give it to y'all. Strength is the army that bands against bands of dead presidents, determining life of mankind of cancerous. How we breathe vapors. Greek got us blinking in streets like cheap paper. Assemble the masses, melt the plastic, compound, realign when the shit gets drastic. Lift the veil when the system's unmasked. It's just another pyramid scheme, a government racket. Combined with the power of Charles Jurassic. Gnashing T-Rex with covert tactics. Rise from the ashes to back the axis. Bring the madness. Capture your image of City Hall. Realize they listen whenever you make a call. If you want a revolution, I really give it to y'all. Strength is the army that bands against bands of dead presidents, determining life of mankind. The cancerous, how we breathe vapors. Greek got us blinking in streets like cheap paper.
Not even on camera.
All right, folks, we have one more match for you tonight. Match for the evening. Dignitas taking on Conquest. The loser will be watching tomorrow. The winner will be taking on Mouse Sports in our last semifinal matchup being set up. And again, they've both had some 2-0s. They both obviously lost to get down here. The kind of the super underdog, if you will, of North America, Conquest. Kind of a land-proven set of players in the sense of they've been here before. They've been to other lands before, but this roster first time. and certainly the dark horse to do well in the tournament.
If you'd have ranked the teams 1 to 8, they would have been last. They should have been the team that was certain to go out in the tournament. Yet somehow they've arrived here with maybe a chance to make it out. I think it's going to be tough. Dignitas have improved a lot as the tournament's gone on. It's started to look like they've got something going on there. But who knows? This is the Conquest that almost beat VP on a map.
Yeah.
They gave, obviously, Team Liquid all that Team Liquid could handle. Not a whole lot, it turns out. And now they're here with a chance to go into semi-finals.
I mean, I don't even know which way this one's going to go. This, for me, is the most intriguing game I've
unique game for the day then, Rich?
Yeah.
No, making us earn our money here.
No, here's the thing, though. Like,
good.
I was pretty confident with all of the predictions. Like, this tournament has been crazy and wild. This is a game where it wouldn't matter what was going on in the context of the tournament. This would always be a hard one to call because you've got a very dysfunctional Dignitas and you've got a Conquest that we don't really know anything about. You know, we don't really. This is a new lineup that they've come here all together. You know things about the individual players, but you don't really know beyond this tournament what they're going to do. So every game, every series is a new learning experience about this team. Now, Dignitas, they've looked good in fits and starts, obviously done very well to get here. So have Conquest. So it's like, it's wide open for me, actually. I don't necessarily think inherent Euro bias is going to kick in. I could conceivably see Conquest winning this one as well. So I think this will be a real close game.
Well, and you often use the phrase punching above their weight.
Yeah.
So is it safe to say that with this Dignitas team that Conquest has to punch above their weight to win, or not necessarily?
Well, I feel that Conquest have already done that to be in this position, but I think the same about Dignitas. So that's the problem right there. Now, you look at the Dignitas side, inarguably, they have way more pedigree. But Conquest, they've obviously got a cohesion and togetherness that maybe this Dignitas team doesn't. So it's horses for courses.
So, Duncan, we got the picks and bans about to start. Any initial thoughts on what's going to happen?
I mean, you'd think from the way Inferno went for Dignitas against VP, they're not going to be that confident about that. Conquest might want to pick it, because again, that was the map that they had a strong performance against VP on. I'm thinking, the way it's been going so far, if you're Dignitas, keep with it. Go for your train pick.
Why not?
Worked for you a few times already. I don't see why you wouldn't want to pick it at this point in time. Another map for Dignitas. I mean, obviously, Mirage didn't go that well against VP. That's one that, in theory, you've not been feeling recently, so wouldn't necessarily mind that as a ban. Apparently people believe. I mean, it's quite famous in America as a culture. People to believe in things, yet to be let down, to be crushed, and to eventually come to kind of a fundamentalist materialist worldview. So hopefully that can happen for Conquest fans today.
I mean, I don't know if anyone was thinking that Conquest would be our last and only North American hope alive in this tournament still.
Yeah,
with Liquid
someone
here,
wants to go and get the number
Luminosity
for the Samaritans and just push it under Team Liquid's hotel doors. Not for GB James, though.
Yeah. So, again, just kind of waiting for the bans to come through. Let's see what they're going to do. I know that Shazam is still getting his in-game going as well, as we can see there on the screen.
I think he's actually sending in a screenshot of somebody saw the Valve. Good guy.
Good guy.
Just kidding. Total scum.
Edgy.
No, it's not even edgy. It's the opinion of everyone, mate. But I guess he should be allowed to breathe there. So, in terms of this match, the real question here is I'm not sure what the ban is from Conquest here.
Yeah.
Like, I think actually maybe if I'm Conquest, I'd try banning Train. Just take it out. Dignitas has shown not only form on it, but it surely can't be a map conscious thing. Feel really comfortable in themselves.
If Conquest are thinking, you know, and have been following the tournament, which I'm sure they have been, and, you know, you can see straight away, Dignitas, they're obviously having good, you know, fortune on Train right now, even whether that makes any sense or not, whatever. Just take it away from them, and let's see what happens if you can get them on the other maps. Meanwhile, Conquest will be feeling pretty good about Inferno. Actually, they've elected to ban Mirage. So I guess that's a pretty solid pick as well. I mean, obviously, Dignitas looked decent on it.
Dignitas banned Dust 2. I think this is going to be a Train pick here. I mean, Conquest seemed to like Cobble too, so okay, they picked Cobble. That was the one that Shazam was winning a lot of those crazy rounds on. It's not a bad pick here. Obviously, Dignitas can contest them on it, certainly. Let's see if we'll see the Train pick over here. Dignitas?
I think we're going to. It would be crazy for them not to pick it at this juncture, given how good it's been to them.
That's where the sexy pick for the randometer is Inferno, obviously. Third map.
Well, that's what. Yeah, but Conquest would be loving that.
I think both teams would like it. That's why it would be a fun map, but also both teams have lost it. There we go, Train.
Train
Cash
and then
is the decider.
Cash on the
it's kind of a
randometer.
strange one.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Conquest. Obviously, we've been doing the Alpha stream all the time, so I haven't seen Conquest. Did they play any cash?
I don't think they have at this tournament. I'm
Yeah,
not
none
sure.
of this tournament. So, but no quantity there, whereas I can sort of maybe safely assume Dignitas could put a shift in on cash. I expect, yeah, kind of leaning towards Dignitas now based on the way the veto's panned out.
I think Dignitas, the key thing for them is the first 2 maps are good for them. They really could 2-0 this series. I don't know if they will, because obviously Conquest have surprised everyone they've played to some degree, to differing degrees. They've won the series against Liquid. They lost overall to VP, but gave them a bit of a heart attack on Inferno, which obviously won't be in this series. I do think, though, that AZ's playing out of his mind. He's playing great against First Pro. Pimp has joined him for certain matches, and they had matches where he wasn't, but they still won the game anyway. Kirby had like a resurgent performance, not a bad result himself. Yeah, I think everything's kind of favouring Dignitas at the moment. It's only the surprise factor.
Got to give some credit to Tensky, actually. I think he's put in some very good performances, and one of the things that's been interesting is MSL, who's usually down at the bottom of the scoreboard, he's been picking up some slack and getting some frags as well. So, I mean, Dignitas are coming in. They're all individually playing well. The only question is what's going to happen tactically when they get onto these maps. Like Conquest, on the other hand, they've also been having these like ridiculous levels of individual performances, but maybe they do have a little bit more cohesion together just because of that sort of reductive nature of the number of players in the NA scene. And, you know, there's cliques and people who like to play with each other. So these people are all kind of au fait and savvy about each other's game, even though the lineup doesn't have any particular history per se. Plus as well, Naf, who I think like really impressed me so far this tournament, but he impressed me prior to that, so it's good to see him finally having like breakout LAN performances.
Think about this. Since Cloud9, we haven't really seen many North American teams that could legitimately take a series off any team that was like even roughly top 10 ranked in terms of European teams. I mean, I guess in theory at the qualifier it must have happened at odd times for teams to get through, like Team Liquid. But if Conquest is the one who's the only one at this LAN of a North American team to win a series against a European team, again, what an unexpected storyline, but not impossible.
Duncan, why don't you go ahead and walk us through the contest, Western?
So on the right here, Rush, formerly in Elevate, was kind of a duo with Roka for a while. Stanislaw, he actually came to, I think it was his first LAN actually, was the Season 7 finals, where he was playing with Tempo Storm along with Shazam, and they were able to have that crazy game on Inferno there. Also, where they took a team to overtime, Na'Vi in that case. In the middle is Daps, formerly of Team Liquid, more famously when they were in Denial. Removed from the team, unfortunately, played with Elevate for a while, now he's on this team. I think he's probably the in-game leader. I would assume he's in the middle, and he was the in-game leader formerly for Liquid before Adren took over. Nafly, second from the left. Really young guy, but a very skilled player. He's a guy actually where in Serbia for the World Championships, he was showing off some skills for the Canadian team where they almost beat Sweden. On the very left, Shazam. Both Shazam and Naf will AWP at times in the map, but Shazam in general has tried to be a primary AWP for most of his career, so he's a guy who you saw making a lot of impact plays during the series against, what must have been against Team Liquid earlier on, and so he was a guy in Tempo Storm at the last LAN. He also had some good plays, so it feels like he's very much like the talismanic player of the team. When he's on form, you know the team's got a chance at least, but he's also a player who has a very variable style of play. Like he tries very risky stuff, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, you can hear, they got a lot of support here. Obviously, I guess for the tournament, you want Conquest to stay in it, have some NA love, being displayed on the last day. But I mean, actually, in terms of opponents that they can beat, I actually think this isn't a bad shout for them. They've already put in some pretty good performances against better teams than this malfunctioning Dignitas. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can, go all the way. They've got a crowd behind them. Obviously, individually, they're playing incredibly well. I mean, who the hell knew Shazam could pick up a rifle and get clutches with it, right? Like,
not Sean Gares. That's
yeah,
sure.
yeah, definitely not Sean Gares. So. It's really interesting. I mean, if they can start and get the ground, hit the ground running, get that momentum going nice and early, I think it could be an interesting game. Even though pedigree-wise, I think most people will plump for Dignitas.
Okay. And one more time, why don't you go ahead and walk us through the Dignitas roster? It's going to come up here momentarily. Again, we've talked about him a lot, but hit us one more time with it.
Let's start on the right then. We've got Kirby here. Did come up big early on in that series against First Pro. Certainly surprised me in terms of how competitive he was. To his left, AZ, star player of this team. It's just repeatedly shown over the last 2 LANs what a great player he is. It makes sense why TSM were really considering messing with the synergy they had in their line to potentially get him into their team. Middle, he's not actually at his compute right now, but it's MSL. It's the guy who's the in-game leader. He formerly was in Western Wolves. He's played with Pimp for a long time. He's played with some of these other guys in some of the lesser teams. I think Tensky was in one of his teams for a while, quite a while back. Then on his left is Tensky, the new guy. He's coming in. He's formerly in Copenhagen Wolves, SK Gaming, nearly always in the third best Danish team, basically. Has the odd LAN result. He's been to some LANs. It's just that it's never been the big result because Denmark's always been a two-team country in that sense. If you're not on TSM and you're one of the best players, you're in the spillover team, which is Dignitas, and that's because it's a spillover team. If you're not in that team, you're probably not good enough or you're too inexperienced. There's something holding you back. Personality issues, they don't want to play with you. Then on the left is Pimp. He's a guy who, from the very beginning of CSGO, he became quite a good player. He was one of Denmark's best, one of the best players overall, like a top 20 type player. He's always kept, one of the things I've respected about him, he's always used a lot of practice to keep his skill level high and to keep himself relevant within the meta game that's evolved. And so team for team, he's always been around the scene, but now at least he's starting to pick it back up considering he's going to this primary AWPing role. You see that says his AWP is his best weapon. He's trying to use it a lot. At the moment, because he's got AZ, because he's sometimes getting a performance elsewhere, he can now win without having to be the star. He's just trying to make the AWP work. He's trying to give the utility of having an AWP. But I can't see from what I've seen so far that he's going to become any kind of dominant AWP or any kind of AWPing star. So he's very much going to need help of other riflers if his AWP alone is going to help them win games. Basically.
All right, so let's discuss predictions again. A little more.
This is the nightmare. This is the nightmare one to predict, though, because like everything in me is sort of saying Dignitas can actually, win this game. They should win this game. Just on an individual head-to-head basis, they should. But it's hard to ignore what Conquest have been doing, and
you can do it. You can pick a North American team. You can do it. You can do it.
No, I can't, because you're here, so you're going to do it, obviously.
Reddit, I don't do predictions. You know this.
Yeah, but
Reddit will love you. They'll have threads.
We
love Richard Lewis.
Look at how the series was, now the veto
esports.
is. I kind of feel like it should be a 2-1 to Dignitas. I will give Cobble over to Conquest, simply because I feel Dignitas maybe a bit of an unknown quantity with this current lineup here, but they should be able to win the other two maps.
So that's a no to Conquest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dignitas 2-1. I'm gonna go with Dignitas 2-1.
I'd love to think the miracle could happen again. They could have another really sick game. They could take Cobble, go to an exciting third map. I get the feeling Dignitas is going to 2-0 it, though. I think Dignitas is going to win Train. I'm quite sure of that.
Yeah.
And I think on Cobble, Dignitas has enough on that map. They'll have the performance in terms of the kills, better fragging. Okay, someone like Naf.
Someone's been feeding boost to these animals.
Yeah.
I thought this was a dry county.
Hey, listen, they'll be quiet at the end of this match. So Dignitas 2-0, and they won't leave Conquest with any dignity.
And again, kind of profile players that we picked out.
Very good comparison, actually. Like AZ is like the player. There was loads of question marks about, could he start achieving a consistent level of performance? We all knew he had this great, phenomenal talent. When was he going to start realizing it? And again, what makes you a star player is you turn up every game. Doesn't matter what your team are doing, you turn up every game. Now, he had a ridiculous level of performance at the major. If they could have just won one of those matches, maybe we've been talking about him in contention for MVP status, but you can't really win your bomb out. So, but he dropped 60 frags plus in 2 games. Ridiculous level of performance from him. And he's starting to do it every game now. It was a feature going into the major. It's a feature coming out of the major. Then by contrast, you've got Naf. Now, Naf is a guy who, as I said, I think this kid, he's only like 17 years old right now. This is somebody that I think some of the NA players have missed a trick on him. Sure, he might have a difficult personality. Sure, maybe he's a bit weird and when he gets to LAN, a bit quiet, a bit introverted, whatever it is. You need to get on top of this guy and like bring him out of his shell, develop this talent. Because I'm telling you, this kid, whenever we were doing our fantasy, looking at the fantasy drafting numbers, this guy was always posting ridiculously high numbers. So that's not a coincidence. This guy is a really good player. He's a really consistent player, and he's having a breakout LAN performance here. So it's going to be interesting to watch these two go head-to-head.
Anything to add to that, Douglas?
Yeah, of the two, obviously the one with a lot more tenure, a lot more decorated is AZ. He's had top 4 finishes at tournaments. He's had huge performances on LAN versus very good teams. Nafly is still building his LAN resume to go along with being a good online player in NA. So he's still got a lot to prove here. Obviously, this is a great chance to, because Dignitas has shown a little bit of weakness in this tournament, especially in recent form. So this will be a great chance to go head-to-head with the AZs and Pimps of the world. I mean, Pimp's not a great AWPer, so you're going to get chances there where if you're really hot with the AWP, people like Shazam, people like Nafly could potentially get picks there. That could be a slight weakness what that could exploit. Even so, I feel like I mean, I've seen some good maps from Naf, but I'm not convinced he's going to outperform someone like AZ when we're doing the matchup head-to-head like this. AZ is just, I mean, he's a rifler for a start, which is a lot easier to be more consistent, and this is a big-time play. You saw some of those highlights, even in the game they lost on Inferno to Virtus Pro. This guy really shows up.
So, obviously, you've both picked Dignitas.
I'm going 2-0.
You're going 2-0, you're going 2-1. So, the standard question is, okay, what has to happen for those predictions to be wrong? Is it Dignitas not showing up at all, or they can still show up in Conquest, still have to play out of their minds?
Shazam can win 1v5s and 1v3, that'll definitely help, Matt. That'll get you a bit closer.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. We talked about this in relation to G2 esports, and that is like, are we going to see another series where Makalele clutches like 10 rounds or whatever it was across the course of a series? And now we're having a similar issue within Conquest. They're just making so many clutches. You got guys that you wouldn't traditionally associate with roles and clutch play, making them solidly, like Shazam. If these guys can play at the level they have been all this tournament here, make those clutch rounds, they can maybe break Dignitas' economy and all of a sudden run away with these games. But everyone's got to be on point for Conquest. There can be no weak links.
I mean, historically, when you think of Shazam, you think, okay, free-floating role, trying to AWP wherever he wants.
Yep.
You don't think of him on LAN versus European teams or top North American teams winning big clutch rounds. So if he can do this and you try and break the game down afterwards, you're going to be dazed, confused. You better steel yourself for what's going to happen here. Something you've never seen before, guys.
That was pretty good.
Swag.
I was trying to come up with something swag-related.
Swag.
It's been too late. Swag. So there's Shazam. There's some stats on him.
You ever get any of those triple kills with a deagle? In joke there. Shout out to people who watch the YouTube channel.
Again, like he has to break out.
Bang-a-rooney.
Again, he played phenomenal against Team Liquid, but you're saying he's got to bring that again for Dignitas to lose this.
That's one of the few areas where they could have an edge. Like, obviously, Dignitas is forcing the AWPing. They're making Pimp have to be the AWPer.
Yeah.
Whereas Shazam and Naf's more of like a heat AWPer. He'll pick it up when he thinks it's the right time. Shazam will AWP all the time. They want to be the AWPer. And they want to go for aggressive picks and try and really get in there and take 1v1 duels. So if they could somehow exploit Pimp, or lock down the map in that particular sense, they've got chances, especially on Cobble. That'll be very interesting.
Makes a change.
That's a dynamic that could go and play there. Yeah, so I'm not sure it can happen. I wouldn't bet money on it, put that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well.
All skins. Be careful, kids.
At least you be of age, though.
I think let's not forget as well, there was another factor going on in the Team Liquid game, and that was, of course, that there's this huge personal
that guy behind
rivalry.
them was telling him stuff.
Yeah, definitely that. But there was this obviously this huge personal rivalry. We talk about the psychology and the pride of being here. Whenever NA teams go against each other, it's always a bit of lottery in terms of results, and that's true when Danish teams play each other. As we've seen, Dignitas and TSM always have really close games, even though TSM are the superior team, and there's no doubting that. It used to happen in the French scene all the time as well. Again, Envious and Titan, even now, can be a really close game. So that's how it is. When you know each other intimately in a scene, things can be close. Now, maybe that artificially gave Conquest an edge against Team Liquid. Still shameful performance from Team Liquid. But will Conquest have that edge here against Team Dignitas? I'm not so sure. I think it leaves them. That's why I'm only willing to give them one map here.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is for Conquest, it's not really known quantities that you're talking about in terms of if they're going to win. You're having to really pump your imagination out there.
Yeah, it's theory crafting
start
at
getting
this point.
Very creative in what could happen for them. Okay. Obviously, it'll definitely help if we have, for example, a Pimp underperformance. That opens the door right there. If, for some reason, AZ was to have a bad game, okay, maybe we're getting... The thing is, the fragging for Conquest hasn't been that consistent. You know roughly where it's going to come from, but they don't have a cold zero type guy who's certain to get the 25 kills in this particular sense. So, yeah, I feel like for Conquest, it's a bit more of a gamble. Even for them, they're not sure where it's going to come from. They're just going to try and piece it together as the series goes on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, they're going to have to really feel this one out. I think stylistically it's going to be a little bit different as well, because I'm not too sure Dignitas know how they're going to play some of these maps. So trying to get a read on them, I think you're going to probably see a little bit of tit for tat, and then it's just going to be the superior players that are going to sort of edge out and start, okay, we know what's going on here. We know how our opponents are playing. This is like uncharted territory for both teams here. So I wouldn't expect a classic in terms of high-level play, but it could make for a really exciting game because it's going to be about individual performances rather than tactical aptitude.
How important is Cobble? I mean, Conquest have to win the first one to get the confidence point, or can they drop that first one?
Conquest's map,
yeah.
but Dignitas certainly can play it. So that's that, and in fact, the order of the series is what makes that interesting, because if Dignitas wins Cobble as the opener, and then they're going to train as their map, that's when you're really going to feel like like Conquest is going to be under the conch there. They're going to be in potentially getting 2-0'd, and it's going to be very difficult to fight back if they've lost that first map. So you have to feel like for there to be a chance in the series, Conquest has to take their map, defend home soil, go over to train, and then at that point, as long as you've got map on, you can afford to survive a loss on train if it happens, and at least get to that cash game. So the order of the series really tells you how it's going to go in that sense. If it had been train first, you could have forgiven Conquest if they lost outright and go, right, don't worry, you'll pick it up. But they have to they have to start well, win the first map, and in terms of what we've seen so far, that means get a very strong T-half on Cobble.
Yeah. I agree. I think Cobble is going to be the map that Conquest really have to win. Sure, Conquest beat Team Liquid on train to get to this point, so they've got a train win under their belt. But Dignitas have beaten superior opposition on that map, in my opinion, and they looked better against Team Liquid when they played them on train. So I think you've got to lean towards Dignitas on train. Cobblestone, though, I think Conquest can really do a number on them. So.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Shazam was having some mouse issues, so that's why we have a slight delay. So the players aren't waiting for us. But what we are going to do is take a short commercial break. When we come back, you won't see us. You'll actually see Helium and Launders. They will take you through this first map. But again, quick little break so we can get Shazam all set up and warmed up, and then we'll start with map 1.
Get that software installed.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, here at the CEVO MLG Season 8 Pro League Finals, the last match of the group stage. We still got some dedicated fans in the house, and surprise, surprise, we're in Ohio. That's on NA soil, and they're all lined up right in front of Conquest. And it's the first map, Cobble, coming up, Launders. How do you feel about Conquest going into their map that they've shown that they're strong on?
Conquest, aka the one true NA Hope.
The NA Hope right now, which A little unexpected. Thought Team Liquid would have made it, but here is Conquest, the surprise of the tournament, and with a chance to go even further to earn the big bucks.
Yeah, you know, I really don't know who's going to win this matchup. Dignitas have played extremely well. Conquest have obviously gotten themselves this far. And to be honest, I'm more impressed with Conquest than I have been with Liquid at this event, who should have been a favorite. I talked to Hiko. He said they were supremely confident versus them. But it was Conquest who were the ones playing fearlessly versus teams that they should have lost to. So if they can keep that confidence up, then we might see some explosive rounds. And I think this is going to be an exciting game no matter what. I see it being 2-1 at the end of the day.
Yeah, it seemed to be the consensus on the desk as well. Into the pistol round right now, and it's just the Terrorist. The Glock train up long. Daps with the opening frag. He's going to bring down Pimp. MSL is hot on their heels. Nap's going to fall to AZ. It's a 3-on-3. Kirby with a very nice shot. That's going to bring down Rush. Daps fighting with MSL. He will lose that battle. MSL, too strong. Stanislaw, great position and great patience right now. In behind, Kirby hits the shot. Hits another one over the ledge. That's why they call it the headshot ledge. AZ is down. Glock versus, oh man, Stanislaw getting another crowd on their feet in round number 1.
What was that? The patience. The 1v3 after all those insane shots from Dignitas. Can you believe GG is called? That's it. Let's wrap it up, boys. That was pretty unreal. And Stan is just the player that I've heard from his former teammates call him the best caller, the best entry fragger, the best lurker, the best clutcher. And we saw all those in that moment.
Yeah, definitely. That certainly came together. We got the MAC-10, P90, and those 2 rifles. Stan going to open up this round as well. Rush coming in behind him. Tensky at the rock with the CZs. Good for 1. Does some damage. Will fall, though, to Daps. Pimp and MSL left with the Deagles. The Deagles have been a strong force today, but I don't think it's going to win that 1v4.
Hey, you can't put it past Dignitas. The crowd knows to win those eco rounds because we saw them eco pretty much every team that they played after the pistol round with 3 or 4 1-Deags per round. I mean, they're very handy with those. And for Conquest to group up for Long B, hit it together, and trade out, only losing a single man, I think is a big feat. So now they're going to move into this round, and it's just going to be a total farm round here. Only pistols in the hands of Dignitas.
Yeah, saving their money, the full eco. And I like that they've gone for the stack. Let's see if maybe they'll walk into that. And it is 2-0 for Conquest right now. The top is flip-flopped. We'll get that fixed here in just a moment. But Conquest has found it. They've found the empty site. They're going to plant that bomb. And, of course, Dignitas going to do their best to just set up, try to get those exits. I mean, really only the AK and the Galil are the important weapons here. I guess you don't want to have to buy your armor and nades. Oh, man, Kirby, he gets laid out.
Any damage they can do is valuable, and it seems like Conquest are doing a great job of mitigating that. So right now, that 4-1 long B seems like the correct call. They got on the site. Dignitas tried to play those mind games, and we saw them reading Vertical really well in their eco rounds, choosing the right sites to sack, and they just couldn't do it. So here we have Conquest off to a good lead mentally. Dropping an extra player with the bomb, and every kill is just so much hype right now.
Well, Thorin said they'd be quiet at the end of this match. Let's see if it's true. They're very loud right now. The Doritos in the shot again. I like it. He even got that bag signed by a lot of the players. Well, that's pretty next level. And here it is, Conquest now with their 3-0 and the confidence they keep on some of these submachine guns.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, okay, so there's a full rifle round out. Daps is a P90. Stanislaw has only his UMP. And it looks like they're going towards A. These are the longer angles. This is certainly like the less likely site to be taken, but there are 3 players over towards B for Dignitas, and that means A is slightly fortified. It will be difficult. They will have to get quite a few kills here just to get a bomb down, and Stanislaw is going to be coming late drop most likely to catch a rotator, but it's up to his teammates to get the kills.
Yeah, if his lurk is going to be successful, it's going to have to come on the back of the Conquest actually doing something